Namaste, yogis. Welcome. Hello, my name is Jason Gorenstein, and this is our Vinyasa Flow All Levels practice. So, welcome to class today. I hope that you guys are having a nice, happy Monday morning, Monday, June the 1st. Time is a little past 9 a.m. And we're going to be joining together to do a nice Vinyasa flow sequence. So this is a balancing series of both sides of the body. So hopefully you guys will enjoy this practice today. And as you guys know, we do this class every weekday at 9 a.m., streaming live on Facebook, Yoga with Jason G, Yoga with Jason G. So that's where you can find me. Also, I post all the videos, post on YouTube, so you guys have the videos as well to watch after. So without further ado, let us begin. I'm going to have you guys find your way onto your backs in a lying down posture. Knees are bent. Feet are going to be about hips width distance apart. And just begin to allow your breath to become long and slow. So I'm going to join you guys for the practice. So I will be practicing with you as well. And without further ado, let us begin. So find your way onto your mat if you haven't already. Allow your knees to come towards your chest and begin to hug your right knee into your chest. Now let the left foot touch onto the mat. So you're going to let the right knee hug in. You're going to let the left foot be on the mat, and then you're going to take your right foot, right shin, and place it over top of your left thigh. Flex the left foot here, be here for a moment. So thread the needle pose, and we'll change over the screen so you guys can see me. As you take thread the needle pose, just begin to hug the back of the left thigh into the chest. Allow the lateral left hip to draw towards the right knee. And as you continue to breathe here, just see that your right outer hip is drawing towards your extended left foot. So as you take thread the needle pose, you have this nice little lengthening happening through the back right side of the body. As you exhale, you'll lower that right foot down, hug the left knee into the chest, press the left foot away, and then grab hold of the back of your right leg. So once again here, the right outer hip is moving, let's say, towards your right heel. The left outer hip is also moving towards the left heel, left ball of the foot. So the back body is long here, and breath is long and slow. You can begin to feel your outer right thigh revolving in, and just continuing to breathe here. Good. You'll take your knees, you'll bring both knees into the chest, behind the back of the head, and you'll just begin to lift those feet up about, parallel to the floor here, and lift the chest up as well. So you're going to continue to let the chest lift up. You're going to continue to flex those feet and just let the belly hug into the mat. So as you allow the belly to engage here, lift both shoulders up off of the mat and breathe. Good. As you exhale, lengthen those fingers out to either side of the body. Keep lifting through those shoulders here. That's it. And then lengthen those legs up towards the ceiling. Now keep lifting those shoulders. Keep engaging the core muscles here. Good. As you exhale, bending those knees and hugging the knees back into the chest here. You're going to rock your way forwards and backwards, forwards and backwards, forwards and backwards, until eventually you find your way into a seated position. So as you find your way into a seated position, find your way into a cross-legged position. Take your hands to the center chest. We'll begin with an Om here. So take a deep breath in, filling in the breath, abdomen, chest, and sternum. As you exhale, releasing the chin towards the chest, finding your way onto your hands and your knees. So before we press up, spread the fingers wide apart. Allow weight to be mostly centered in the thumb and the forefinger, and allow the outer triceps to wrap on and in. Good. Now from here, walk the knees back just slightly and begin to extend the right ball of the foot back to the back of the mat. As you do that, pressing down firmly through the front of the fingers, and begin to round the spine here. So as you round the spine, press that right heel even further back and draw the left knee in towards the chest. The left foot is just hovering up off the mat. Maybe the left pinky toes, left big toe mounds are pressing down just slightly though. Keep rounding the chest, keep rounding the shoulders here. Good. As you exhale, you release that left knee down. You're going to take the left leg back, press through the left ball of the foot, and then once again, spreading through the fingers here, pressing down through all 10 fingers. Just begin to float up that right knee up off the mat. So it's fine if the right toes are just touching the floor. Begin to shift the shoulders off the wrist, round the spine here, and draw the right knee a little bit closer in towards the chest. Continue to draw the right outer hip back as you hug the right knee in. And then as you exhale, stepping back the right leg, release the knees down. Press down through both fingers here. Wrap the outer arms in. Tuck the toes under one more time. Press up and back, downward facing dog pose. So downward facing dog pose. Press through the fingers. Firm the outer arms in. Lengthen the side body all the way back towards those hip bones. Continuing to breathe here, creating that elongation through the side body, hugging in the navel as you lengthen those back ribs any amount more towards those sit bones. And as you feel ready, you'll shift forward into plank pose here, top of a push-up, and just be here for a moment. Engage the outer arms. Allow the belly to draw in towards the back body. And allow your waist or your buttocks flesh to lengthen towards those heels. As you feel ready, exhale, shifting back. Downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Shavasana. Release the knees down on the floor and step the right leg forward. Good. As you step the right leg forward, float both arms up towards the ceiling, wrap the outer triceps in, and lengthen those back ribs all the way to the thumbs. Now see that the left shin is pressing down. See that the right knee is bending, and maybe bend a little bit more deeply into that bent right knee. And breathing here. Now as you exhale, you'll take the hands to either side of that leg. You'll take your right palm, place it onto your right thigh crease. Spin the right thigh out slightly or turn the right foot out slightly. Inhale, begin to peel the chest up towards the ceiling. If you'd like, float the right arm up towards the ceiling. Now as you lift that right hand, see if you can lift up even more out of the right side of the chest. So even though you have that nice little bend in the right knee, you're hugging that right hip in, you're still continuing to open the chest up towards the ceiling, almost as if you could peel the chest all the way up towards the ceiling to face the ceiling. As you exhale, release that right hand down, stepping the right leg back, finding your way into downward facing dog pose. Good. Downward facing dog pose again, lowering those knees down to the mat. And this time stepping the left foot in between the hands. Float the arms up. So here we take Urdhva Hastasana hands as we come into our lunge pose, first lunge. So continue to engage the core muscles here. Feel the frontal ribs softening down. So even though you're lifting up those arms a little bit higher, the frontal ribs are still drawing towards the frontal hip points. So you can engage the core just like we started with today. Good, and as you exhale, you release those hands down to the mat. You'll walk the left leg out to the left. Take the left hand, place it on the left shin. Begin to spin the chest up towards the ceiling here. Good. Then from here, as you feel ready, lifting through that left arm. So as you bend slightly into that left knee, begin to open the chest here and breathe into that open left side of the chest. Now continue to firm in the left outer hip. Even though you're opening that left arm up towards the ceiling, you're engaging the core muscles here and you're wrapping the outer right shoulder in. So keep lifting up out of the top of the chest. As you exhale, drawing the left foot back to center, placing the left foot down on the mat. And you're going to step your right leg to meet the left leg at the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, hinge at the hips and fold here. Release the hands down to the floor. Take the right thumb, grab hold of the left elbow crease. Take the left thumb, grab hold of the right elbow crease, and release the arms all the way down to the mat. So this time, let's begin to allow the weight to shift on forward so that the kneecaps lift up towards the thighs. Feel the weight traveling or shifting forward from the heels all the way to the tops of the feet here. Engage those core muscles. And as you feel ready, take the hands to the hips, press through the tops of the feet, lift the chest, find your way to standing. Tadasana, mountain pose. So the arms come to either side of the body. You're lengthening through both side ribs here, and you're releasing down through the outer feet. So you can even feel the inner arches of the feet hugging up and lifting here. Inhale, floating the arms up towards the ceiling, lengthening through the fingers. As you exhale, hinge at the hips and release the chest on down. Inhale, lengthening the spine, taking the fingers down to the mat, walking the feet back, plank pose. Plank pose, if you'd like, shifting forward either Chaturanga Dandasana or lower the knees down to the mat. Inhale, peeling up the chest either for Cobra or Upward Mukha Shavasana, upward facing dog pose. As you exhale here, hips draw back to the back of the mat. Find your way into downward facing dog pose. So downward facing dog pose here. Just continue to spread those fingers wide apart. Allow the belly to draw in. Actually begin to drift the weight forward so that the forearms lift slightly more. And you can wrap those outer arms in as you lift those hip bones up towards the ceiling here. Good. Now looking forward in between the hands, walking the feet on forward. Inhale, lengthening the chest. Exhale, fold. Inhale, using your core muscles here with a light bend in those knees, float the arms up to the ceiling, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Tadasana, release those hands to the sides. Good. Inhale, floating the arms up towards the ceiling, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold here. Inhale, lengthening through the chest. As you exhale, take those hands down to the mat, walk the feet back, plank pose. Plank pose through Chaturanga Dandasana. You can always lower the chest down. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Shavasana. Turn the toes under. Lift the chest up. Breathe here. Wrap those outer arms in. Release the trapezius muscles all the way down towards the thumbs. And as you exhale, floating the toes underneath, downward facing dog pose. So downward facing dog pose, take the heels just a little bit wider apart. See that the inner legs are lifting. See that the thigh bones are pressing back. One more time, looking forward in between the hands, walking the feet forward to the hands. Inhale, lengthening here. Exhale, folding. Inhale, extending those arms towards the ceiling, lengthening through those fingers. Exhale, taking the hands to the sides. One more time. Inhale, floating those arms up. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hinging at the hips. Inhale, lengthening here. As you exhale, plant those hands down to the mat, walk the feet back, downward facing dog pose. Good. Downward facing dog pose, you can move through a vinyasa if you'd like, or stay in downward facing dog pose. We're eventually going to meet up with the feet together, hands or shoulders width distance apart, and releasing the head down all the way towards the mat. Keep lifting up through those inner forearms. Keep pressing down through the outer fingers. So the pinky fingers press down, the outer arms wrap in. Good, and begin to float the right leg up. As you float the right leg up, see that your right heel lines up with the right hip bone. Feel the right toes flexing so that the right toes drift down towards the mat. Now notice that the weight shifts over to the left palm. So can you actually drift some weight over to the right palm? Press the left heel back. Press the left thigh bone back. Good. As you exhale, lower that foot on down. Place both feet together and float the left leg up. So again here, you press back firmly through the left outer heel. Feel both outer arms wrapping in. Feel both forearms lifting up towards the ceiling. So the forehead releases down to the mat while those outer arms wrap on in. And as you continue to release that head on down, keep drawing that right outer hip back. Breathe here. Exhale, lowering that left foot down. So one more time, we float the right leg up. This time, knee to chest, shoulders over wrist. Be here for a moment. And step the right foot in between the hands. Spin the left heel down. Inhale, open the chest up and find your way into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2 pose. So as you find your way into Warrior Two pose, see that both arms are extending firmly and evenly through both sides of the fingers, both sides of the chest. Good. Inhale, float the arms up towards the ceiling. Keep your legs where they're at. And this is really an opportunity to sink a little bit deeper into that right foot. So here, it's very interesting. The right heel is pressing down just as much as the right ball of the foot. So oftentimes in this pose, we have more weight in the ball of the foot, but sometimes we need to shift weight back to that heel. Now see that the left heel is pressing down and feel the outer left hip drawing in. Even though the left hip draws in, turn the chest so that the chest is facing parallel to the sit bones. Release the arms down to the sides. Now float the right arm up towards the ceiling. Lift those fingers up. See if you can lift the right hip off of the right thigh. So even though that right knee is bending, the right hip continues to lift up off the thigh. Buttocks firms in. And as you feel ready, hands float down to the mat and find your way through a vinyasa. So we shift forward into a plank pose. If you'd like, lower down halfway. Inhale, peel up the chest and the heart. Exhale, pressing back, downward facing dog pose. A downward facing dog pose, remember to take the feet together, float that left leg up. Left knee comes to chest, shoulders over wrist, and step the left foot in between the hands. Spin the right heel down. See that the left foot is firmly planted. Feel both the left ball of the foot and the heel pressing down. Inhale, float both arms up for Virabhadrasana 2 pose, Warrior 2. So as you take Warrior 2 pose here, just begin to see that the arms are extending evenly in either direction. So your right arm is extending to the right, your left arm is extending to the left. Begin to feel the outer left buttocks drawing in and up so that the left hip begins to align with the left knee. The right heel is pressing down and the right outer hip is spinning in, which creates what we call external rotation. Float the arms up towards the ceiling here. Now, as you float the arms up towards the ceiling, there's this desire, this need to turn the chest forward. But see if you can just keep the chest facing the side of the room. Keep firming in the outer left buttocks. Keep pressing down through the outer right heel. And breathe here as you lengthen those side ribs all the way to the tops of the fingers. Now, as you exhale here, take the hands to either side of the body. Once again, floating the left arm up and finding your way into Reverse Warrior. As we take Reverse Warrior here, keep lifting up through those left fingers. Allow the right heel to press down and see if you can lift the left chest off of the left thigh. Keep bending into that left knee. Now the right side of the chest wants to kind of compress here, so can you lift up through the right side of the chest as well? Exhale, windmill those hands down to the mat. Step your left leg back. Begin to bring your chest over the shoulders, shoulders over wrists. Lower down halfway. Pause. Inhale, peel up the chest here. Exhale, pressing back. Downward facing dog pose. So downward facing dog pose, once again, we're going to float up that right leg and hug the right knee into the chest. So this time as you hug the right knee into the chest, round the upper shoulders here. Wrap the firm the outer triceps in. Continue to engage the core muscles here. So you're using your distribution of weight to kind of bring more weight into the core muscles. Then bring your right knee out to the right just for a moment. Good, and draw it on back to center. Step your right foot in between the hands. Once again, spin the left heel down. Walk the right hand inside of the right leg. Take the left hand to the left hip here. As you press down through that left heel, allow the left hip to draw forward. Allow the right hip to draw back. So now the hips are kind of moving in opposite directions. The left hip is drawing forward, the right hip is drawing back, and you're bending firmly into that right knee. Begin to float that left arm up towards the ceiling here. So even though there's weight in that right hand, you're floating the left arm up so much that it feels as though you could almost lift your right fingers up off the mat. Now keep bending into that right leg. Good. Begin to extend the left arm back to the ceiling. Left arm. Begin to extend the left arm back to the ceiling, back to the back of the room, and open up the chest, just like we did before. So lifting the chest, lifting the heart, lifting the sternum, and opening up the chest. Maybe that arm opens up parallel to the floor. That's it. Inhale, float that arm back. Lift the left arm up. Find your way into Virabhadrasana 2. One more time, reverse the warrior here. So once again, as you reverse that warrior, can you lift the left side of the chest as much as you lift the right side of the chest? Keep bending into that right knee. Keep allowing your chest, abdomen, and sternum to be long here. Straighten through that right leg here and keep lifting through that top hip. So once again here, you're not only lifting through the right side of the body, you're also lifting through the left side of the body here. And then as you exhale, rebend into that knee. Arms come back to warrior 2. Windmill the hands down to the mat. Gliding your right leg back. Shifting forward into plank pose. Plank pose, lowering the chest down halfway or all the way. Inhale, peeling up the chest. Exhale, pressing back. Downward facing dog pose. Once again, you're going to float that left leg up. Now see that the weight is still even in the palms. Press down firmly through the fingers. Wrap the outer arms in. Engage the core muscles here. And then begin to draw the left knee into the chest. So we round the spine heavily here. And we let the knee come any amount closer towards that rib cage. You can draw the knee in and then begin to let the knee drift out towards the left side. Keep using your core muscles here. Draw it back to center. Step the left foot in between the hands. Spin the right heel down. Walk the fingers inside of your left leg, taking your left hand in front of your left knee, taking your right hand on top of your right thigh. As you press the right heel down, feel the left outer hip drawing back. So the left heel is kind of connected to the left hip, the right heel to the right hip. But as you press through the right heel, draw the left hip back. As you press through the left ball of the foot, draw the right hip forward. You can feel those hips drawing in equal and opposite directions here. Good, float the right arm up. Now keep bending into that left knee and allow the left leg to draw in towards the left arm. So the left outer thigh is firming in. We take this right hand, we begin to open the chest, open the heart up. So glide the hand back, glide the hand back, glide the hand back, and then turn the palm up towards the ceiling. And breathe here. Keep lifting that chest, keep lifting the heart. So you're not leaning into that leg, you're lifting up out of it. Right arm lifts up towards the ceiling. Warrior 2 pose. Bend into that left knee. Reverse the warrior here. As we reverse the warrior, once again, there's a shortening on the right side of the body. Can you lift the right side of the chest just as much as the left? Keep bending into that left knee. And then straighten through that left leg. Keep lifting up. Keep lifting up. Keep lifting up. And once again, bend into that left knee. That's it. Hands come back to parallel. Bring the hands down to the mat. Step the left leg back. Find your way into plank pose again. So press those heels back. Spread the fingers wide apart. Feel the belly engaged in. That's it. As you feel ready, downward facing dog pose. So downward facing dog pose here, looking in between the hands. Begin to walk, step, or jump the feet towards the hands. Inhale, peeling the chest forward and up. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, floating the arms up. We're going to take Utkatasana, chair pose. And then as you press through the legs, take the arms to the sides and lift the chest up. Good. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. As you exhale, bring the hands to the center chest and place your right forearm, your right upper arm over the left thigh crease. Hug the left outer hip in. Breathe here. Now begin to release or extend your left arm up towards the ceiling, right arm down to the floor, or right arm into the center chest. Open the chest up. Open that heart up. Look up towards the ceiling here. Draw that left hip in. Back to center again. Inhale, float the arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold here. Inhale, lengthening. Now as you exhale, you're going to step the right leg back, float both arms up, inhale, crescent pose. Add a bend to that right knee. Feel the right side of the chest float up off of that right leg. Belly's engaged, eyes are soft here. Breathing. Maybe the fingers come together up above the head. Maybe the eyes drift up over the head. As you exhale, hands come down to the mat. Step your left leg back. If you'd like, shift forward through Vinyasa, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Good. Step the right leg forward in between the hands. Keep your left foot where it is. Float the hands up. And as you bend that left knee, inhale, floating both arms up towards the ceiling for crescent pose. Good, so crescent pose here, lengthening through both sides of the chest. Firming the right outer hip in. Pressing down through the left ball of the foot as you lengthen through both side ribs to the fingers. As you exhale here, take the hands to either side of that right leg. Step the left leg up. Inhale, lengthening here. Exhale, folding. Inhale, spinning the arms up for Utkatasana chair pose. Exhale, bringing the hands back down to the sides once again. Inhale, floating the arms up, Utkatasana chair pose. As you exhale, hands come to the center chest. This time taking the left tricep, placing it over the right thigh. Inhale, spin the eyes up towards the ceiling. Now as you continue to press the fingers in towards each other, float the left outer hip in, okay? Maybe float the right arm up towards the ceiling. Maybe the left arm comes down to the floor. Now you're going to open that right arm so much, you have to sink those hips down a little bit deeper, that your palm can almost touch the ceiling. Keep breathing here into the right chest, the right heart, the right shoulder. You'll bring those hands back to the center chest. Inhale, float those arms on up. Exhale, forward fold here. Inhale, lengthening halfway. On the exhalation, stepping your left leg back. Inhale, floating the arms up towards the ceiling here. So we take ourselves into crescent pose again. This time in crescent, we lower the left knee down to the mat. We take the hands into the center chest, and we wrap the left tricep around the right thigh. Inhale, spin the chest up. Once again, if you'd like, taking your arms and extending your arms in equal and opposite directions. If you like, you can float that left leg on up. Keep pressing that left heel back if you decide to. Hands come to the center chest. Inhale, float those arms up towards the ceiling. One more time, crescent. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Step your right leg back. Vinyasa or downward facing dog pose. Inhale, peeling up the chest. Exhale, pressing back for Adho Mukha Shavasana. Step the left foot in between the hands. As you feel ready, inhale, float the arms up towards the ceiling for crescent pose. As you exhale, lower that right knee down to the mat. Hands come to the center chest here. Take the right full upper arm, place it over the left thigh. Breathe here as you spin the chest. Now, tuck those right toes underneath. Press that right heel back. Lift that right leg up. Right arm down towards the floor, left arm up towards the ceiling. Open the chest up, open the heart up, and breathe here. Hands come back to the center chest. Inhale, float those arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, place those hands down to the sides. Step your right leg to meet the left at the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen here. Exhale, fold. One more time, Utkatasana chair pose. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, sink those hips on down. And as you exhale, sink deeper, sink deeper, and release those hands down to the mat. Grab hold of the big toe mounds of the feet. Pull the fingers up towards the ceiling as you lengthen the chest. And continue to wrap those outer triceps in. Begin to engage those core muscles here as you lengthen through those side ribs. So you're getting long in the side body here for Padangusthasana pose as you lengthen the chest. As you exhale, release the head on down. Good. You'll take the hands to the hips. You'll bend the knees. Inhale, float the arms up towards the ceiling. Utkatasana chair pose. As you exhale again, forward fold here. As you inhale, Lengthen through the chest, heart, and sternum. As you exhale, forward fold. Inhale, floating those arms up towards the ceiling for Utkatasana chair pose. Exhale, straightening through those legs. Hands come to the hips here. Step the feet wide apart. Spin the feet out to equal sides of the room. And from here, you're going to begin to bend those knees, so the knees bend, and you're shifting that weight from the inner arch of the feet to the outer arches of the feet. So keep drawing that weight back. Bring the hands to the center chest here. Draw the belly in, lift the chest, lift the heart, lift the sternum. Continue to be here for another 5, 4, keep sinking lower. 3, draw the belly in. 2, lift both sides of the chest. 1, and straighten those legs. Good. Turn the feet towards each other. Inhale, float the arms up. As you exhale, hinge at the hips and forward fold here. Take the hands down to the floor. Walk the feet out just slightly. Take the left hand underneath the center chest. Begin to float the right arm up towards the ceiling. As the right arm floats up towards the ceiling, continue to draw the right outer hip in towards the left hip or left heel. Press through the right ball of the foot. Press through the left ball of the foot. Maybe lift those right fingers even more up off the chest. As you exhale, lower that right palm down. Right hand comes underneath the center chest. Left arm extends all the way up towards the ceiling. So once again here, press through the feet. Shift the weight on forward. Lengthen through those fingers. Keep lifting up, keep lifting up, keep lifting up. Nice. And continue to spin the chest up towards the ceiling. As you exhale here, release those fingers on down to the mat. Hands come to the hips. Inhale, lengthen the chest on up. And heel toe the feet back towards one another. All right. So once again, finding our way at the top of our mat. Inhale, floating the arms up for Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthening here. As you exhale, stepping your left leg back, planting your left foot down. Inhale into crescent pose. Right? From crescent pose, spin the heel down, walk the right toes over, and lengthen the arms out to the sides for warrior 2. Warrior 2 pose, straightening your right leg, hinging at your right hip, and being here for a moment. So as you continue to lengthen, see if you can engage the lower core muscles here. See if you can press the right ball of the foot down and hug the right outer hip in. The left hip is drawing forward as the right hip is drawing back. And then release that right hand down. Take the left arm all the way up towards the ceiling. Wrap the outer forearm in. Lengthen through the left arm so that the left side of the chest lifts up towards the ceiling. Open that left palm up. Open that left palm up. Open that left palm up. So you're reaching up and opening the chest here. Inhale, the arm draws back up towards the ceiling. Lift the arm up. As you exhale here, windmill both hands down to the mat. Good. Now spin onto the ball of your left foot. Hike up your left leg. Walk the fingers forward here and release the head on down. This is like a standing split variation. Now press through the fingertips. Lengthen the chest here. Right hand draws to the right hip. Inhale, float the right arm up towards the ceiling for twisting Ardha Chandrasana pose. Keep firming in the outer right hip. Keep lifting through the back left leg. Good. As you exhale here, release that right hand down to the mat. Draw the left knee into the chest. Walk the hands back. Draw the left knee into the chest. See if you can lift that left leg up. Press the left foot over top of the right thigh here and begin to bend into that right knee. So you're flexing the foot here. Some of us may come into our floating pigeons pose by stacking the leg over the tops of the thighs. Lift the chest here. Maybe take Utkatasana chair pose or floating pigeon. That's it. As you exhale here, hands come down. Release the hands to the floor. Good. And then one more time, hands come to the chest. Step that left leg on back. You got this, guys. Release the left foot on down. All right. Inhale, float the arms up. One more breath. And as you exhale, release those hands down to either side of that foot. Release the left knee down. Walk the hands inside of that right leg and then breathe here. So you're now in this pigeon-like pose, lizard's pose, if you will. Breathe into that left hip. Now, scoot the left foot back. Scoot the left foot back. Inhale, lift the chest up. Walk those hands back. Begin to bend into that left knee. Now, if you can, take your right hand, grab it around, grab hold of the arch side of your left leg, the inner side of your left leg, and begin to open the chest up. So once again, we're in this chest opening variation. As you bend into that right knee, open the chest. Keep feeling both shoulder blades moving into the center chest here. Draw the outer right hip back. Draw the left outer hip forward. And breathe here. Releasing that left leg down. Inhale, float the right arm up. Good. Maybe begin to straighten that right leg as you lift that right arm up. As you exhale, rebend into the right knee. Stepping down through your right foot. And then from here, stepping your left leg forward. Inhale, floating up halfway. Exhale, fold. Once again, inhale, Utkatasana chair pose. Good, and then take the arms to the sides. All right, so one more side. Inhale, floating the arms up for Utkatasana chair pose. Exhale, hinging at the hips and folding all the way forward. Inhale, lengthening the chest, heart, sternum here. On the next exhalation, you're going to step back your right foot, okay? You're going to inhale, float the arms up, and you come into a lunge pose. So we come back to Anjali Asana's pose. All right. Now from this lunge, you're going to take your hands. You're going to place your hands on either side of that foot. All right. And you're going to spin the right heel out. All right. So from here, as you feel ready, you're going to begin to inhale, lift the chest, lift the heart, lift the sternum. So come into Warrior Two pose. Oh, I got all mixed up here. I'm sorry about that, guys. So take your hands down to the floor once again and lift the chest here, okay? And from here, you're going to begin to lift the back leg up, walk the hands forward, walk the hands forward, walk the hands forward. Inhale, taking the left hand to the left hip here and breathing. That's it. Inhale, float the left arm up towards the ceiling. I'm sorry about that. I forgot. I don't know how I forgot that part. I know what I have to go back to. All right. From here, you're going to bring your left hand down to the floor. Once again, standing split. So I'm going to reverse it to get that other part of the body in. You're going to draw the right knee into the chest. Hug it in, hug it in, hug it in. Bring your hands to the center chest. Lift the right leg up. Bring the right foot over the left shin, or left knee rather. Begin to sink deeper, begin to seek deeper, begin to seek deeper. And so we're in this floating pigeons pose. Left knee is bent. Maybe release the hands down to the mat. Maybe take the flying variation of the pigeon pose, being here for a moment. Hug that right outer hip in. Right outer hip draws down to the left heel. Left outer hip lifts up. Good. Then come back to center, lift the chest, lift the heart, lift the sternum, step that leg on back, release the hands on down. Okay, so let's do this first. Lift both arms up towards the ceiling. Walk the left toes over to the left, bending into that left knee again. Warrior Two. All right, Warrior Two pose. Reverse the warrior here. Lift up through that left arm. And then you're going to hinge forward, hinge forward, hinge forward, and be here for a moment. So you're pressing through the left ball of the foot. That left hip continues to draw back. You're pressing through the right heel. That right hip continues to draw forward. And then from here, you'll release that left palm down, and you'll lift the right arm all the way up towards the ceiling here. Okay? Now begin to open the chest, open the heart, open the sternum. Lift that arm back, lift that arm back, lift that arm back. That's it. You'll re-extend that arm back up towards the ceiling here. Let that right arm lift you up and out of the pose. Warrior Two. Reverse the warrior. And then bring both hands down to the mat. So from here, you'll walk those left toes out to the left. You'll bring your hands down to the mat, and you'll release the head on down here. And breathe. Lizard's pose. You can always come down onto the forearms if you like here as well. Find your hands onto a block and breathe. Now, you're going to press down to the right ball of the foot. You're going to step that right leg back. Press down to the right ball of the foot. Step the right leg back. Plant the right palm firmly underneath the right shoulder. Take the left arm, extend it up, back, and behind you. You can begin to bend that left knee, or right knee, I'm sorry. Grab hold of the inner side of that right foot, if you can, and then just begin to spin the chest up towards the ceiling here. That's the opening lizard's lunge pose. Breathing in here. Good, and as you exhale, release that leg on down. Take the hands to either sides of the leg, straighten through that left leg. Inhale, float the left arm up. So one more time we do this pose on the other side. Exhale, releasing that left palm on down. Stepping the left leg back, finding your way into downward facing dog pose here. Downward facing dog pose here, walking the feet on forward, taking the legs forward of the body, and breathing here as you extend both legs forward of the chest. All right. Now from here, we're going to find our way onto our backs, rather. We're going to find our way onto the backs and hug the knees into the chest here, okay? You're going to take your arms out to the sides. You'll take your left leg, you'll cross your left leg over your right. You can cross the legs again if you like, Garandasana pose. Release both legs over to your right side. So this is Garandasana pose. Continue to release the left hip forward. Continue to draw the right hip in. And breathe here. Breathe through the breath, breathe through the body. Just let that breath be natural. Take those legs back to center, uncross those legs, cross them the other way. Garandasana pose, take the hips over to the other side. And then from here, come back to center again, uncross those legs once again. So you're going to hug the knees into the chest here. Before we close our practice, just a little bit of core work. You're going to lift up the chest. You're going to bring those elbows in towards those knees and hold here. And hold, and hold, and hold. So keep lifting the chest, keep lifting the heart. Elbows draw towards the knees. Nice little compression in the belly. Exhale, release. Good. Now from here, once again, lifting the chest, lifting the shoulders up, flexing those feet this time, bringing the toes away from you to either side of the body and flexing those feet. Keep lifting up. Keep lifting up. Keep lifting up. Good, and as you exhale, hug those knees into the chest here. Very nice, guys. So we're going to begin to extend those legs forward of the body, release the right leg down, release the left leg down, open the palms out to the sides, take Shavasana pose. You can take the hands under the buttocks, move the buttocks flush away from you as you spin the palms up towards the ceiling here. And just breathe. Try to allow the body to rest fully here. eventually let that breath travel back into the body. Begin to bring the knees to a bent position. Roll the body over onto your side. And as you feel ready, press your way on up. Come into a simple cross-legged position. Lifting the chest, heart, and sternum here. Take the hands to the center chest. And we're going to close our practice with a single Om. So as you feel ready, taking a deep breath in. As you exhale, release the chin towards the chest. Palms come to the tops of the thighs. Palms face up. Lift the head and open the eyes. All right, so thank you guys so much. My name is Jason Gorenstein. This was our Vinyasa Flow all-level practice. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's class. Nice little balancing sequence. Let me guys know if you guys have any questions, comments, or anything else. I'll be closing the class as I usually do. So guys, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Couple ways that you guys can help out if you'd like is giving a thumbs up, heart sign, subscribing to the page or liking the page, commenting and sharing. I also have my Venmo if anybody feels like sending any contributions via Venmo. Just so all of you know, all of these videos are filmed live. They're done live, unedited, and they're done every single day. So we have 4 videos every weekday and a few videos on the weekends as well. So if you feel like joining us for any live streaming classes, find me on my Facebook page, Yoga with Jason G. That's Yoga with Jason G. And if you find me there, you can enjoy the practice. So I wish all of you a beautiful day. I hope that you're well. I hope that you're happy. Namaste, yogis. Thank you guys so much, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Maybe I'll see you later today. Bye, guys.